Oh my gosh. That's so good.
Kind of has tangy flavor.
That is so good.
Come join me in the garden. We're going to harvest some tomatillos and make some salsa. This variety is Toma Verde Tomatillo. It's an open pollinated variety, early maturing. It's sweet, almost a citrusy flavor. So I'm giving these a quick wash. They have a green sticky substance on them once you take that husk off. This sticky substance under that husk is a natural deterrent against insects. If any insects get through that papery husk, the tomatillo's first line of defense they encounter is that sticky film. Now you want to cook these tomatillos just to get them soft. You can either do this by grilling, roasting in the oven, or boiling. I wanted a little smoky flavor on mine, so we threw them on the grill. About 3 minutes on each side is all you need. If you want to roast them, you would roast them in the oven on 450 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes, turning halfway through. Now, I typically make the red salsa, but this year I wanted to do a little something different. And this salsa is amazing. The texture is thick, it's silky, and everybody loved it that tried it. This variety produces medium to large sized tomatillos that have a sweet, almost citrusy flavor. They're a staple of many Latin dishes, high in vitamin C and antioxidants. So next I'm going to throw the peppers on the grill, and the recipe calls for jalapeno peppers, but I love to have a mix. So I've got some banana peppers here, some poblano peppers, some bell peppers, and you want to blister these peppers. It'll take a couple of minutes according to how blistered you want them. And here I've got Hoss helping me on the grill. Now, he kind of is very protective of his grill. He really doesn't like anybody else grilling on it. So here they're limp. I've got them blistered well, and he's going to take them up for me. The next ingredient is onion, and I used about 4 medium-sized Valdez sweet onions. And the same thing here, we're just going to get a good char on these onions. You don't want to overcook them so they're rubbery. And actually what we did is we just put them on the grill and closed the lid and shut it down and just let them simmer for a while. Once your peppers have cooled, you want to take off that skin. It's just really easy to peel off. And don't worry if you leave a little bit extra on there. And when you're doing the jalapenos, you should wear gloves. I didn't this time. It didn't hurt me too bad. But look how the skin just peels off of those banana peppers. I did leave the seeds in. That's just a personal preference. If you want it not on the spicy side, you'd want to take the seeds out, especially of the jalapenos. Now, the amount of peppers you add is personal preference. I did about 10 banana peppers, about 4 jalapeno peppers, and about 3 poblano, and 2 bell peppers. Next, you want to add some garlic, about 3 cloves of garlic, and chop it up. Just mince it. I am going to throw this in the food processor, so I could have actually not chopped it as well as I did. So to the food processor, you add your tomatillos. and about 3 pounds of tomatillos per batch. You add 3 to 4 tablespoons of lime juice. We're going to add in our minced garlic here. And then the seasonings are coriander, cayenne, cumin, and dried oregano. And you can adjust this to your taste. If you don't like one of those, just substitute it with whatever your preferences are. Then I added the onions and blended them up well also. And I added a half a cup of sugar. And here you can see I've got my pan going on the stove on simmer, and this is the third batch I'm adding to this. Now, since everything was pre-cooked, I'm not going to have to cook it long at all. I'm going to bring it to a boil and let it boil for a few minutes and then turn it back down. Now I am going to add a little bit of corn to this and take it up to the office for the staff to sample. Then I'm going to come back and can the rest of it. Now the corn that I put in here was roasted on the grill also. And then the last ingredient I'll add is some cilantro. And if you're one of those people that don't like the cilantro, by all means, leave it out. The more cilantro, the better for me.
Okay. Does that have cilantro in it?
Uh-huh. Do you like cilantro?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Kind of has tangy flavor.
That is so good.
I'm supposed to overreact a little bit.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good.
Is it too spicy?
No, it's a little spicy, but it's good.
It's not spicy. It's really good though.
Greg can't handle spicy.
Yeah, pull it up, pull it up.
Oh, that's good. It's not too hot. It's just hot enough for me. I'll do another one, just in case. I love anything with corn. Is that onion? What is that?
Yeah, onions.
Maybe it won't happen.
Oh, write that down.
Right.
Write that down. Let me have the recipe, please.
So since it passed the taste test, now we're going to take the rest of it and we're going to can it, and all it needs is a water bath. So here I'm adding some salt to each of the jars, and I'm going to ladle this in. You want to leave about a 1/2 inch headspace. And like I said, all you have to do is the water bath on this for 20 minutes. I think I ended up with 6 pints on this, minus what the office staff ate, and then I kept out another serving for Greg and I to have that night. We were having some family over, but it turned out really well. I'm very pleased with it. The last thing I put in is my cilantro. I do not like to cook the cilantro. I always add it at the end, just on the very top. And again, you can leave this out if you don't like it, but I do add a generous amount. Then you want to take any type of utensil and make sure you get all the air bubbles out. Mix that cilantro down up under the surface. Always wipe your rims off so you will get a good seal. You can do this with a paper towel and a little bit of vinegar. You just want to make sure you get it really clean. And put your lids on. And your bands on finger tight. Do not over tighten these. They'll bulk on you. I'm going to use my electric canner today. You can pressure can with this, or you can also water bath with this. So I'm just going to put some water in there. And I think I've done videos on this before, but you simply turn it to the water bath canning mode, and you set how many minutes you want to water bath for. There is an option to go ahead and warm up that water, and since my jars are filled with warm liquid, I'm going to do that option. And then it will tell you to insert the jars. And here I couldn't remember if it was 20 or 25 minutes, but it's 20 minutes. And it says insert jars. And one thing I love about this is you set the timer and you forget it, and then it actually cools down. So if I'm just doing like one batch, I tend to use this electric pressure canner more so than getting out the big one. Just close that and press start, and it's going to heat up, and when it comes to the right temperature, it will start the countdown of the 20 minutes. So it's been 20 minutes here, it's cooled down, and I'm going to remove the jars. After they sit for 24 hours, you want to test the seals, remove the lids, pick them up by your fingers, and make sure that you have that good seal. And all of these were successful. Last, very important, label your products and put the year on there. I tell myself I would know this was the green verde salsa, but give me a year or so and I'll think, what was this? So always label it. Hope you enjoyed being in the garden, in the kitchen with me today, and I hope you try this recipe. It is awesome.